Obviously, during this time of quarantining and a lot of gyms are shut down, most people don't have access to barbells, trap bars, squat racks, and other equipment that they like to use when they train, and are probably a little bit concerned that they're going to lose muscle strength, muscle size, power, athleticism, and any other qualities that they like to train for. However, we do have evidence to suggest that you can retain a lot of these qualities as long as you're training with maximal intent. There's a few specific studies that I'll cite during this video, and I'll link below. We have evidence to suggest that for a brief period of time, such as 8 to 10 weeks, you don't necessarily need high loads to train with to retain muscle strength. Using peak force during an isometric mid-thigh pull on a force plate as your measurement for strength, you're more than likely going to retain that muscular strength, even if you're only using loads no more than 48% of your 1 rep max, as long as you're training with those loads with maximal intent in a ballistic nature, such as a jump squat. And not only will you be able to maintain your muscular strength, there's a good chance you'll be able to improve rate of force development, peak power output, peak acceleration, and peak velocity on your jumps when tested. The studies examining these effects from these training protocols only lasted 8 to 10 weeks, which there's a good chance this quarantine might last about the same amount of time. And while you may not be able to add any muscular size or hypertrophy, you can still maintain the muscular size. If you have no practical way to load your body, you can still maintain muscular size by doing bodyweight isometrics. Isometric training, done with enough intensity or for enough time under tension, can result in hypoxia and occlusion. Hypoxia is just a fancy way of saying lack of oxygen supply, and there's evidence to suggest that hypoxia may lead to morphological changes in the muscle and in the tendons. And hypoxia can be achieved even at 30 to 50% of maximal voluntary isometric contractions. And occlusion is just a fancy way of saying obstruction of a blood vessel. And occlusion may aid in bypassing the Henneman size principle, resulting in type 2 muscle fiber recruitment at lower intensities. Although we do have evidence to suggest that the long muscle isometrics, such as greater than 90-degree knee flexion for the quads, can improve tendon stiffness more effectively than short muscle length isos. So to wrap this up, it's not the end of the world. Go sprint, bound, jump, do some isos, and you're going to be able to maintain a lot of the qualities that you still have.